Hello everyone, it's Serpent, and in this video I'm going to be showing you which is more practical to use, the Punch 2 bow or the Firework rocket. There are a couple advantages to both, so I'm going to test which one goes faster first of all, and then I'll give you my perceived ups and downs to each of them. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be jumping off with the Elytra. I don't apparently have that on. Anyway, I'll be jumping off, hitting myself with the bow, and then I'll record that and put that in Movie Maker so I can see exactly when I start off and exactly when I finish. And then I'll do the exact same thing with the Firework rocket, and I'll determine how many blocks per second each goes. Okay, so I have my results of the experiment here, and the results are fairly clear. When you're not eating at all, as in when you're using those health arrows, with the bow you go 32 and 1/3 BPS, blocks per second, and with the fireworks you go 32 and 1/6 blocks per second. Ah, no! Stop! Read your calculations right. The fireworks go 32 and 2/3 blocks per second, not 1/6. Okay, we can resume now. So it's actually a little bit faster with the bow. However, when you factor in the eating, you may have just heard my page turning. That's because I've got a little book with this stuff, all my calculations. Anyway, when you factor in the eating, it goes down to 29.9 BPS, the bow, and the firework rockets, of course, stay the same because you don't eat. So that means that you go about 5 blocks per second slower when you're eating, and that's probably about that's sort of about as much as you can, as fast as you can sprint, more or less. So it's a fair amount. However, I've put together a little table of all the benefits and de-benefits of each. So the fireworks are easy, fast, and they hold on, I can't read my own handwriting. Okay, having to take a quick cut to read my own handwriting. They're easy, fast, and they don't damage you. The disadvantages are that they are expensive. They are also inventory expensive, as in they take up a lot of space in your inventory, whereas the bow, well, they don't take any more unless you want to use both the duration 3 and the duration 1s, the 3s to go long distance and the 1s to actually be able to turn and stop, in which case they take up more inventory space, which is something to consider. Also, if you don't use that, you either run out quicker or you can't stop, which is also pretty annoying. Whereas with the bow it's slightly difficult. It's also pretty fast, not quite as fast. It doesn't run out as fast because you can put Unbreaking and Infinity, and it's also cheap. What's that? It takes up little inventory space, and you can stop easily, as in your momentum doesn't carry you on, as in the fireworks. And it does have some disadvantages too. It uses a lot of food because you have to constantly eat, or it uses health arrows. And if you don't pay attention, you can die if you don't use the health arrows. So, all in all, they're pretty even actually, but I prefer the bow because that's just what I've always been doing and I've practiced a lot, so I might as well not switch over now. But anyway, either way, it's a really good way of transportation, so it doesn't really matter which way you use. However, those are some things to consider depending on what you want and what you have. So hopefully this video was useful. This has been Serpent. Goodbye.